So the reported significant reduction in major crimes and the increasing brazenness of criminals carrying out daring daylight attacks in public begs the question, does crime have any boundaries? Joining us this morning is Northern Caribbean University's Acting Director of Institutional Research, Dr. Paul Board. Morning, Paul. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. It's morning time.
Sir. How are you?
Morning. And this is an interesting day in our history.
Why?
In the sense that what we knew long ago has changed, and we need to now be mindful of what is new.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
We'll probably need more explanation for that. I said at the top of the show, so before I ask the question, it says here, even though crime has gone down up to March 31, there were 303 murders. And I worked that out to more than 3 a day. Those are staggering numbers. So thank God it has gone down, but those are staggering numbers. That's just a point I wanted to make. But why did you want to do this research, sir?
Okay, what happens is the Jamaica Constabulary Force has really been actually on a thrust to present Jamaicans with information to guide them into better decision making. So therefore, the data was given to me by none other than the senior communication specialist, Dennis Brooks. And he wanted to sort of look what is actually going on to inform the public as to what is happening. So that's the primary reason for this research.
All right, so talk to us. Tell us, I know it revealed quite a bit, but what are some of the standout things that you would have discovered in the research?
Neville mentioned something, and we want Neville and the Jamaican public to be aware of something which is even more staggering than what Neville actually put. It was 5 per day at one point, Neville. That was up to 2021. So we have now gone on to 3 a day, Neville. We are doing extremely well, but those numbers are staggering. And what we want person to be aware is that Jamaica is among the top 5 countries in the world. And I don't want to give you the exact figure. We're in the top 5 for the most murderous place in the world. So that is how bad things are. So what we want to make persons aware that of all the crimes committed in Jamaica over, I say 21-year period, we're talking about 56,000 crimes. 49% of those crimes occur on a roadway. Almost 50% of every crime that you're going to see happens on a road, a street, an avenue, etc. So we are saying a number of things are going, but the home is not safe either, because 15% of those crimes occur in the homes.
Domestic violence, domestic violence in particular, or no?
No, man, we're talking about crime in general. We're talking about robberies, rapes, murders, things like those are occurring in the home, Neville. So we're seeing almost 60% of all the crimes are occurring on a street or in the home. That's how bad things are in Jamaica.
Woo.
Wow.
I'm sure you have shared your findings with the JCF, right?
No, they
provided information.
No, but
information.
I know, but you've done the research. So what you do with the findings? Now that you've realized all of this, what you gonna do with your findings?
All right. Well, as an academy, what we normally do is to publish those findings and sensitize persons using the media to make persons aware that even the very church, because the church is a part of this work that we did, and we found out that about 1% of the crimes are committed in the church or on the church compound. So we are saying to Jamaicans, we need to take a stock of what is actually happening in society, because where we are, this cannot continue any longer.
All right, you're giving me numbers. Did your research try to find out why we're having this? Because sometimes people say, boy, because we grew up poor, but a lot of us grew poor and we never killed nobody and we never misbehave. So did you find out, or are you trying to find out why all of this is happening?
Well, Neville, we have done a research on the matter related to crime and poverty and debunk that myth in Jamaica, because I did a research on crime and poverty, redefining the poverty paradigm. And we found out that using 30 years of data, that crime is not related to poverty. So we want to debunk that myth. Let's forget this crime discussion about crime and poverty. And Paul Bourne is from an inner city area, and I have never committed that crime. I have no interest in committing that crime. And most of my friends have no such interest. So we do not want person to say, yes, man, it's crime and poverty. That is absolutely not the case in Jamaica. But other things are going on there. Now, the society in Jamaica is so structured, and what we want to understand clearly, we're going back to Derek Gordon's work in 1987. Derek Gordon said the society is structured in keeping with substantially what occurs during slavery. All the inequalities, injustices are occurring same way in Jamaica now, and those must be changed. They have not changed. So people are seeing injustice rampant in society, and they are now acting out what is going on. So when some persons say the goose has now come home, it is true. We have laid the foundation for what we have now in Jamaica, and we do not want to address the foundation.
One of the things I want to ask, because you've identified in terms of location where it happens, can we, and you've said murders down three a day, but are there increases in other types of crime? What are the other types of crime that are more prevalent than others?
Well, a number of crimes have actually been increasing, including the battle relating to white-collar crimes. And what is also, we are seeing an increase in Jamaica, is relating to missing people. And so what we are seeing is that we are shifting away from murder substantially. So we're seeing other crimes occurring in terms of missing people, abductions. Those are some things that we really need to address. And we are saying, based on the statistics for missing people, including that of abductions, a number of these crimes are committed against young persons less than 18 years old. It's almost 6% of those crimes. So we are saying, parents, Jamaicans, we need to take a stock of what is going on, because a number of persons who know these children are taking them away, and we have got to put measures in place to address this problem.
Wow. What about crime? I mean, there was a time, someone and I had a debate about crimes in terms of gender. When we were talking about domestic violence against women, and he said, Dela, there's a lot of crime against men as well. And I mean, we ended up saying, I'm not saying either or, crime is crime and it shouldn't happen. But in terms of gender, were you able to ascertain the prevalence in terms of crime and victimology?
Yes, ma'am. That have been done extensively by other persons, including this research that we have done.
Okay.
And if we take, for example, missing people, it is substantially a female phenomenon. If we take abduction, it's a female phenomenon. If we take robberies, murders, rapes, lastly, it's a male phenomenon. But not only male, young persons phenomenon, persons who are less than 35 years old or even 25 years old. So these young persons are committing substantially these murders, these rapes, these robberies, male that is. And in terms of the female aspect, we are seeing missing people and abductions being a female phenomenon.
What do you say to the nation, sir? What do you want to say to the nation?
Well, we are here at this junction. What we need to do is now to take a stock of our actions. This matter now goes beyond politics, goes beyond those who are in the middle class or upper class. It's a matter that all Jamaicans need to take a stock. Let's now look at our actions or inactions. We are creating a part of this monster. And our children no longer are seeing us as role models. They want to actually eliminate a number of us because of what we have done to them in the past. So we are saying, let us start addressing the problem that we're having in Jamaica. Otherwise, many of us are going to have to dig a hole to go under to survive or go somewhere else to live.
Wow. Paul, we never have enough time to talk about all the findings that you do in your research. I want to once again commend NCU for continuing to do the digging and coming out with the findings and sharing them in relevant ways with the public. So thank you so much for speaking with us this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
That was not, sorry.
There's an African proverb that says the ruin of a nation begins in the homes of its people. And the other thing I'll say, I told you this before, and I've said that before, Albert Einstein said, and I want to read exactly what he said. He said, the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. And I've said this for years, I've been saying it. The police can't stop this, the commissioner can't stop this, the prime minister can't stop this. We have to stop it.
Yeah, I want to thank him. Northern Caribbean University's Acting Director of Institutional Research, Dr. Paul Bourne.
Coming up next, folks, we discuss stomp out the stigma. And Dales will have that one. Soon come.